Recorded Books presents Champion, Divine Progression Book 5 by Jake Brannigan, narrated by Neil Helligers. Act 1. A Torturous Climb. 1. A Captain's Report. Becca. So that's everything we've learned, Glenn concluded as Becca stood silently at his side. Leo was last seen leaving the chapel this very morning. He met Sarah on the docks, and they had lunch there after Sarah secured a boat to take us to Kalefall. Then they both traveled to the old fishing district, where the town guard on duty confirmed they entered alongside Ripper. After that, they vanished. Following Glenn's lead, she and Glenn had spent most of last night verifying the facts Glenn had just laid out for Captain Marion Hawkshadow. The aging Blazer watched them impassively from the seat behind her scroll-covered desk in her office in the Lakebrook Blazers Guild. Leo and Sarah were missing. There was no question they were missing, so the only question was what to do next. Once Glenn finished relaying his tale, Marion turned her gaze on Becca and practically burned her with a scowl. "So if I understand what you're saying, what you're telling me is that your so-called urgent mission to compete in the Sand Sea Cup was not urgent at all, which means you, Coldbreaker, spent all afternoon yesterday spinning me up and wasting my time." "That's not it at all," Becca said soothingly. "It's still vital Glenn compete in the Cup and scan the clergy gathered there. We won't have another chance to find this many secret Deathcasters. We simply can't complete the journey to Kalefall without Sarah and Leo. Without Sarah's ship and Leo's, Aiden can easily get you on a ship." Marion interrupted. "After I approved your quest, all you had to do was ask. We can also have someone else track down the location of the Shrine of Raylan and send it through Phantom correspondence once you arrive. But if you're going to reach port and make the trek to the Sand Sea Cup in time to put yourself on the roster, you need to leave Lakebrook tomorrow on a boat, which means none of what you've told me is your problem." "We can't leave Lakebrook until we know Sarah and Leo aren't in trouble," Glenn said patiently. "They're our party members and our friends besides." "They are Blazers, perfectly capable of taking care of themselves, likely even more than you two." Marion again interrupted. "Despite how special you may think the gods have made you, Greybreaker, saving the entirety of Luxterra does not rest upon your shoulders." Glenn frowned. His hurt expression suggested he didn't think of himself as special, but couldn't immediately come up with a way to insist he wasn't. Becca would have leapt to his defense had she not been convinced it would only irritate Marion more. They had to handle this delicately. "We don't need you to verify Leo and Sarah were taken by someone if they were taken at all," Marion continued firmly. "We don't need you to rescue them. We can do that. In case you forgot who we are, we're the largest, most powerful guild in Luxterra. Nobody abducts our people or gives us trouble, or if they do, they only give us trouble once." The Shadowers Guild would argue differently, but Becca didn't bring that up. Marion's scowl remained hard as she stared Glenn down with determination that made even Becca uncomfortable. "If Leo and Sarah have gotten into trouble, we'll find them. If they need help, we'll rescue them. We don't need you to do that. In fact, you won't be doing that at all." Becca hid her grimace as she struggled for a way to salvage this rapidly deteriorating situation. Glenn should never have pushed Marion this hard. "Captain," Glenn started, "you're officially done looking into Leo and Sarah's so-called disappearance," Marion said. "That's in order from your superior officer in the Blazers. That's still me, by the way, and one you'd be a fool to ignore." "But what if, even if someone did snatch those two up, we can't have you and your bleeding heart mucking up the search because you're..."
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.